at other times. So we just wanted to let you know that we are recording this meeting, and would you all please put yourselves on mute if you haven't already, just saves with the background noise. So the time of our opening is 2 minutes past 2 Central Eastern Standard Time. So, greetings from the whole of the board. I am Leanne McLeod, one of the Iask board members, and we really wholeheartedly welcome all of you today, and thank you so much for coming. So initially we have the proclamation of the chair, and that's me, hey, Leanne McLeod, and proclamation of the recording secretary is Marianne Henner, who is actually our Iask secretary. Is that okay for you, Marianne? Yes, good, thank you. Do we have any apologies? Now, I know that we have an apology from Heidi Johnson. Are there any other apologies? Could you please type them in the chat box if you do, and Marianne will pick them up from there. Thank you. Now we're going to open our AGM with a beautiful, relaxing, gentle meditation from the lovely Emma Ackleron, who is our Vice President. And she is from Germany. I think she's Italian Germany there. And she's going to do a balance meditation. And this is a lovely guided meditation connecting us to the seasons, where the changes of autumn in the Northern Hemisphere and spring in the Southern Hemisphere, especially for us to enjoy. And I couldn't get a lot further south in the Southern Hemisphere, and a lot of you are Northern Hemisphere. So here is a lovely relaxation meditation from our Emma.
Thank you, Leanne. And hello also from me. Thank you for participating in our very special annual general meeting. Yeah, in the Northern Hemisphere, where I am, we're leaving the warm summer days and heading towards winter. The days are turning shorter and cooler, and there's, that freshness in the air. We're seriously stepping into autumn, whether we like it or not. While in the Southern Hemisphere, where, for example, Leanne is, it's exactly the opposite. You guys are in the process of leaving winter behind and heading towards summer. The air has that new warmness to it, and you're seeing days getting longer and warmer as you glide into spring. So the energy of autumn, like here in Europe and the Northern Hemisphere, helps us take back a step and observe what we want to keep in our lives and what we want to let go of in order for us to grow. While the energy of spring leads us to begin projects, start planning, all in preparation for planting new seeds for the future. So I invite you to take a moment with me to connect with nature as these changes occur deep inside our hearts. Together we will immerse ourselves in the beautiful nature around us. So settle into a comfortable position and allow your spine to straighten and your shoulders to relax. Close your eyes gently and take a deep breath in, inhaling the air around you. And as you exhale, let go of any residual tension. Visualize yourself standing at the edge of a lush, vibrant forest. The air is filled with the scent of earth, the rustling of leaves, and the gentle sounds of nature. As you take other deep breaths in, if you're presently in autumn, feel that air being fresh, crisp, and clear. If where you are is springtime, feel that air that you breathe being mild, vibrant, and energizing. As you step into the forest, feel the support of the earth beneath your feet, and how the sound of your steps on the forest floor accompany and speak to you. Begin your mindful walk into the forest. And allow each step to be deliberate and intentional. Engage all of your senses. Listen to the bird songs. Feel the texture of the ground beneath your feet. Bathe in the scent of the forest. And notice the dance of sunlight filtering through the leaves. As you walk, express gratitude for the wonders of nature. Feel a deep sense of interconnectedness with the environment. And recognize that you are a single part in this intricate realm of life. Feel how you're connected to each tree, each flower, rock, bird, and animal. Sense the interdependence of everything to everything else. The trees provide oxygen, homes, and shade needed by living creatures, who in turn help the tree to reproduce. See how the fungi turn material into fertilizer for other plants, and how the rain helps everything grow. As you wander through the forest, find a quiet spot and sit there. continuing to breathe and to wonder at the beauty of nature. Feeling the connectedness and expressing gratitude for the serenity it brings to your mind and soul. Allow yourself to sink deeper into nature, to relax deeper into this awareness, into this moment, allowing the sensations to be whatever they are, allowing the feelings to be whatever they are, allowing the change to come, whatever it may be. Surrender into what is. Slowly bring your awareness back to the present moment. Gently open your eyes and carry this profound sense of connection and gratitude into the rest of your day.
Thank you, Emma. And I'd just like you to just enjoy for just a moment longer that peace, serenity of that feeling and the gratitude for how amazing you all are. And thank you to Emma. Now gently bringing you back to more of our formalities of our AGM is now the acceptance of the minutes from our AGM in 2023 October. And you probably don't want to stay with me for the moment, if that's okay. If you want to stay and float, that's all right. So anyone who was present and has had a chance to look at the minutes, are there any corrections that need to be made? Not that we're aware. Okay. So I would like to motion that this is a true and accurate record of the AGM in 2023. So I have moved that motion. Who would like to second that, please? Like to just pop your hand up? Do we have a seconder? Marianne, are you able to check if there's a seconder there, please?
I see Emma first, and I saw my hand second.
Okay, thank you. Seconded by Emma. Thank you. Anyone against this motion, the minutes being passed? No? I declare that the minutes from the 2023 AGM have been passed and accepted. Thank you. Now we come to a really lovely part, another lovely part of our AGM, which I look forward to every year, is our President's Report. This is Sabine Rosen, who is from Sweden. She is a very hard worker, and she really is the energetic heart supporting the Iask board. She supports us all so well for us to just have the energy to do what we feel we can do without feeling pressured. And that is the gift of an amazing leader. So I'm very grateful, as most everyone who knows you, I'm sure, is you, Sabine. So we'd love to hear your President's Report for this last year with a word for the year of being unite. Thank you.
Thank you. And I always feel these AGMs are like a feast, because going back and looking back at the year, it's overwhelming in a good sense to see how much good things have been accomplished out there. So I'm going through a report, and I will open it up shortly so you see that it exists, but I will not have the text open, because then it will get really dry. But I just want to share it so you've seen that we have a president report. And in the beginning, I have here about the board. Then we have something about the board members. We have a special section for that now in the AGM, where I will say thanks to each board member. But we also have a section with the things that have been done, and that is so nice. And in the end, the summarization of the work that has been done, and also the upcoming year. Firstly, about the board, there is a Swedish author that have a good formula that I think is really valid for Iask board, and that is competence times cooperation times effort. And since the middle part, the cooperation part, if you think of having a scale of 0 to 10 in each section, we have competence 0 to 10, we have collaboration 0 to 10, and we have effort. We have the times, the hours that we are putting into any project. Since the collaborative part is always so nice in Iask, it doesn't matter always that maybe we are missing some competence sometimes, or we are in a situation where things are going on in our personal life, so we can't put in all the hours. But since we have this wonderful cooperation, it's always heartwarming to meet up in the board or in specific projects. So about the board, Iask is totally voluntarily. So we are doing this because we want to put in effort in Iask. And of course, we all have a vision to connect, to grow awareness of kinesiology, to find solutions where there are problems. I will speak about one of those solutions that we found this year. And both looking to each person, which is a very personal way to connect around the world, but also connect like organizational wise with the associations and with educators in different forms. So the board is, I would say, like the spider in a really strong net, and it's built on trust with each other, of course, and it's fun to be there. I always go from a board meeting or from a project meeting. I can be low first in energy because of the daily work in my business. But then joining in with you in the world, that's wonderful. So I'm always energized after. I will now tell you about the things that has going on during the year, and it's a lot. I'm not sharing screen now. That's good, because then you would just see my paper here. So I'm starting. So I will talk about core values. I will talk about our cup of coffees, our events, our free events. Then I will go into the slow conference concept that we have just started. Then about associations and educators. Then about the solving problem thing. That was the World Mental Health Day. I will talk about that later. Kinesiology Day, Kinesiology Week, and after that, new brand, new logotype. After that, website, social media, and then Office of Iask, and then strategy about the international work. So please interrupt me if you want. That's totally okay. Just I don't see, since I'm focused now on the text, so you have to open your mic and interrupt me. That's fully okay, just so you know. So if I start with the value words, we have like core values, 3 chosen word that we worked on for a long time, some years back, to really understand what are our aim and vision in Iask. And those are connection, integrity, and vitality. And then we choose a word each year that is our, I think you say in English, our rowing word, our word that we change each year. So I share screen again, just to make it a bit more visible for you. Then we have the word for the year here. That is unity. So when we think about posts on the websites or how to interact with associations, we are looking for unity. That means that we want to really speak to each other. As I said to Renee, someone here earlier before we started to record, we want to connect personally in order to unite. So connection, togetherness, a common goal, supporting members, and the kinesiology community. That has been our, if we have like say 3 options or 10 options of we can do this, in what way can we do this? Then we ask ourselves, what is the most uniting way to run this thing further on? So if you look into the Oxford English Dictionary, the state of being united or forming a whole, or a thing forming a complex whole. So we have this as a guide to ourselves when we choose projects and when we choose how to communicate with different persons. Okay, so that was something about the core values. We also have this members event, or this free event that we called a cup of coffee. And Leanne, for some years ago, I mean, if we look back 4, 5, 6 years ago, you formed actually the concept of a cup of coffee, who had the idea of why not call a members event or event for kinesiologists a cup of coffee, to meet in a relaxed way with other kinesiologists around the world. So that is why we have the name. The cup of coffee events was originally thought to be like chatting with other kinesiologists, to have a theme, to have a speaker for a while, and then a longer time for just talking and interacting with each other. But the last year we had Heidi Johnson, which sent the one who sent the apologies for not being here today. She couldn't, but she joined Iask last year together with Phil Clubley. And they, together with Alexander, have been working with social media and different events, but specifically the cup of coffee Heidi took charge on. So she started to search in her network and actually came up with like 5 persons around the world who had more like a lecture, interesting, inspirational hours with persons around the world. So if I name them in the order, first, before Heidi stepped in there in the board, we actually had 1 cup of coffee, and that was Leanne from Australia, and you were talking about the vagus nerve, how to balance the vagus nerve. And that was in October 2023. Then in, when was it? In February 2024, Francesca Simeon from Spain, she talked about self-knowledge with the I Ching of behavior. Then we moved to Australia again. We had in March Andre Bursick, and he was talking about harmonizing chi flow. After that, so many things happened in the board. We will not go into these things, but we had planned to have Kira Gasbeck. I'm not exactly sure about the pronunciation there, but from Netherlands. We had to postpone this event. So if you're watching this afterwards or seeing it now, we will have Kira with us the November the 7th instead, because we couldn't manage to organize the event with her then. Anyway, June, then we had from Hong Kong, we had Emmy Choi, and she was doing this movement, combining kinesiology thoughts and meridian thoughts with the Chi movements. It was a wonderful event, and she also had a good tech support man. So everything she did was filmed in 2 ways, close near her, and also with the overview. So it was really easy to follow those moments. And if you want to see those afterwards to balance all meridians in your body, you can then see the recordings from our cup of coffee. You will find links to them on our website. However, the one in July was Premalata Shanmugam from Malaysia, and she was working with the breath, also to stabilize our nervous system. And I think the title was Kinesiology, the Dance of the Balanced Life, Sushumna. So here, when Heidi brought in this very, what shall I say, scheduled, very logic and very like, here's the schedule, here's the speaker. We had a full schedule of really good speakers who wanted to share with people around the world. So then we are going to more divide the concept further on with a cup of coffee, which will be more the area when members want to meet and chat, and the other sort of lectures where we really have a longer presentation. Okay, if you want to ask anything or add anything, do it now around the cup of coffee. Shall I wait for a comment or something? No, just
later, Sabine, I have a report from Heidi to read with more detail about the cup of coffee. Thank you.
And actually, I copied and pasted her dates and the names and the titles in the president report. So they are there afterwards also, if someone wants to see it after. Okay, the thing that we also wanted to start with was these courses. Emma, you and I had last year when we had the AGM last year, we were talking about, we told about the first online paid course Iask had together with Maurizio, I don't remember his last name, but Maurizio from Italy, and he was sharing COVID, post-COVID, enhancing wellness after COVID.
Maurizio Hugo Rodriguez.
Thank you. And the reason why he then contacted, this we talked about last AGM, but the reason he wanted to co-work with Iask was, of course, because of our international network, and we saw it as a chance to provide really valuable resources to members. But also then, since it had been a pandemic, we couldn't do the regular what you say, in real life conferences that Iask has been doing approximately every third year. Anne-Marie Goldsmith is here at the moment. She has been the president of Iask before, and she knows about the regular organizations of in real life conference. But during the pandemic, we saw that we can't organize this, and it felt after the pandemic that associations around the world are in a state of after COVID shock. So then we felt we want to arrange courses, and actually the fact that Iask is carried by our members. I mean, that's the only resource we have to fund the Zoom account, the office, different costs that we have. So we saw that, okay, if we can organize like courses for members, that's important since this is a non-profit organization. We could combine the network and the ability to reach people and actually to provide co-organized courses with interesting speakers. So this year we had Andrew Bursick, who had then a cup of coffee. He had his first, we had the first co-arranged course with him. And Emma, you were hosting that event. Do you want to add anything here? Do you want to add anything about the event here?
It was a great success, and there were a lot of requests for the follow-up, because it was the first of a series of 3. And so we're organizing the follow-up, the second course with him, because of the success of that first one.
Yeah. And looking back on the conferences where I have been attendant previously, back in the days, the Iask conference that Anne-Marie, that we did in Denmark 2014, where we invited all associations that we could find, but also near time now we have Iask have co-arranged courses with or has been invited as guests to different associations. So in Amsterdam, in Bergamo, in Moscow, we have co-arranged different in real life courses. So the good thing when Iask has a conference is that we we focus on the relations. So we plan for good space between the lectures. We plan for these my best idea things, to have a presenter that is just not professional speakers. It's a person that have developed something. So the idea now with these like slow conferences, we are not exactly sure about the name yet, but a slow conference, like slow eating, slow traveling, slow dining, things takes time. So we are thinking of setting up this slow conference with speakers coming up, not only on 1 or 2, I mean, not just through a weekend, but rather on every other month or something, and together with time for chatting with each other, time for making the relations closer, and so on. So I'm looking forward to it in many perspectives, both of the thing to cooperate, but also to draw resources for Iask. Okay, so now I have mentioned core values, cup of coffee, slow conference. So we move forward to associations and educators. As I touched recently, you heard me saying that we found in Iask that it happened something around the pandemic, because we had such a good relations with many associations and representatives from different associations and educators, but it felt like boards were changing, board members were changing internationally. Some associations have had really much struggle with keeping members and kinesiologists. But the last year, and I would say the last maybe 3-4 months, Antonietta in the Iask office, together with me and Emma, we have focused to really, again, which associations are we missing and who do we need to contact? Who are the president? Who are the office person in each association? So gladly, we can say that we found that quite many have re-entered to Iask. So looking forward, I'm really looking forward for us from the board to connect to each association to find out what is going on, where are your struggles, where are the strengths where we can share with each other, what are the details in training hours, and so on. So in this report from what have happened the last year, we have reconnected with association with success also, I would say. Okay, the next thing, the World Mental Health Day, October 10. This is really a good project because last AGM, you already heard that Iask had cooperated with Can Be Well from Canada. And why we did this was because Michelle Greenwell from Canada reached out to Iask when we were promoting the Kinesiology Day in March and the Kinesiology Week. And she said, sorry, but we can't attend here because we are not anymore allowed to use the word kinesiology. The kinesiology word is like taken and is only allowed to be used from the, correct me Emma if I'm wrong, from the university. I mean, from the more...
from the government.
Government, exactly.
From the government, yes.
Yeah, so Michelle then said, sadly, we can't attend your kinesiology week. So we got a mail, and me and Emma, we thought, but we need to solve this. So we reached out to Michelle and had a really great meeting and found out, let's cooperate on another day. Let's find another day, not the kinesiology day. Let's find another way to cooperate around. So last year we had a smaller event, a wonderful thing that we talked about last AGM, as I said, with a musician doing a balancing online. But this year we thought we go bigger now. We want to include as many associations as possible. So in the end, the 10th of October this year, we had 3 online events covering as many time zones as possible. So it was starting 5 p.m. in different time zones. And on some of the events, they were translated to Russia and Spanish and was so well attended. So actually our Zoom account were not big enough. We were not prepared to have as many participants as we did. So we learn. So next time we will prepare for even a bigger audience. But what was nice, that was that we got so much in contact with associations, and it was so many participants that wanted to be in contact with us. And some of the events that Iask arrange is only for members or can be viewed only in the members area, the recordings. But this thing, working with kinesiology and from Michelle's perspective, energy working, we want to reach as many persons and practitioners as possible to say there are really nice ways to work with mental health and imbalances there. The solving of the problem the outcome was really nice to find out. So we will build forward on that. Emma, do you want to add anything there on the World Mental Health Day?
No, well, yes.
Yes.
But briefly,
Yeah.
the idea that we had at the beginning was to give, it's kind of like to give the world a hug throughout the whole year, throughout the whole day of the Mental Health Day. And I think I can safely say that we managed to hug the world on that day.
Yeah, thank you. Leanne, since you are the head of this AGM, I just want to say that since your previous point took lesser time, I know that I can fill up a bit more. So I promise to be ready my time, but I use a bit more time since you did your thing shorter. Yeah.
No worries, go for it. We're loving hearing you.
Yeah. Okay, so we leave the World Mental Health Day, and then we go into the Kinesiology Day and Kinesiology Week. And the day, the third Saturday in March each year, followed by the week that this Saturday is included in, were decided some years back. If I should, of course, it would have been good if I could say exactly when, but let's say 10 years back when we had a meeting of association. So it was many associations around the table, and we were deciding, let's celebrate kinesiology one day a year and 1 week. Then we just said 1 day, but after some year, we realized that practitioners maybe don't work on a Saturday. So then we wanted to include the full week. So this year, we focused again to try out and work through social media. Phil Clubley, you did a wonderful post. I mean, you did nice looking posts with the different action points or questions for each day. And then we used hashtags for followers on social media to interact, to share photos from the clinic, to share stories and so on. And this year it was not so much from Iask's part. It was lesser interaction than the last year. But on the other hand, I saw more activities in associations. So it feels like our intention to please association, tell this to your practitioners, do something good in your countries. It felt like some countries did a lot of things. So we did the Kinesiology Day and week, and we tried out social media again. And I think that we can learn a bit from it and have a more full strategy next year where we include associations and educators from the beginning. But anyway, good interaction. Okay, then I will share screen again, dear participants. So now I will go into the brand guide. I will just share with you. For 1 year, we had Eric Sander. He can't continue to be in the board, but he has been with us here. And he, together with a professional professional layout guide, a professional person that does logotypes, developed our new brand guide. And of course, this brand guy, he looked in, okay, what is our value words? What is our intention? So we have the symbol has to do with the symbol is like a warm sun that is shining. It includes an arrow that indicates that we draw people together. And the colors is the orange is of course warmth and the feeling of being present, being included, and the blue has to do with the color that you use when you want to calm the nervous system, but also like a stable color that you can trust on. You know the banks often use blue, so a trusted color. So I'm happy that we finally found a way to not struggling with the flags that was in the previous logo. It was a nice logo that has been with Iask for many years. But every year when the members were changing, someone mailed into Iask and had the urgent feeling of being included by us having a new flag inserted in the logotype. So now it's easier and I think really nice. Okay, we go to website, social media and newsletters. And the website, our intention with the website, we want it to be a place where people can be inspired to connect. So that is why we have this area where association can have their logotypes and a presentation of what they are doing. We also have practitioners, the area of practitioners, so they can, so if you are going to travel to whatever country, our aim is to help people to find persons, kinesiologists in another country. So we want to have the place as a space to connect, and of course to draw resources to the website, like some articles of research and recordings to previous lectures and so on. So information, inspiration, and connection. The social media, we have the Facebook account, the Facebook page, the Facebook group, Iask Connections, and then also the Instagram account, Iask Kinesiology. And here it's much easier to connect and share personally. So for example, Phil, who is here now as a board member since last year, we reached out to you, Phil, through Instagram when Emma and I, the previous year before this year, wanted to connect with associations. We wanted to reach out. Then we thought, let's try Instagram because we have seen Phil a lot there. And you answered like that instantly. So it's a personal way to get in touch. And we like that. We like the office and we like sending mails also more officially, but it's nice to use the social media. Anyway, we also send newsletters. So from last AGM, I was into the mail program and saw that we have sent 22 newsletters to our 896 subscribers. And those subscribers is of course practitioners, but it's also associations and educators who spread the word further on. The office of Iask is what should I say? Antonietta Bowles is there in our office. And Antonietta, since you are there, it's so good for the Iask board, since we can do work when we can. We know that you cover the Iask office each week and you send your nice responses to in a very personal way to people who are contacting Iask, and also what you say, you untie problem knots that can be on any technical platform. So we are extremely good to have the office with Antonietta. The next thing is the strategy, international work, Iask, and our business plan. I can just say shortly, collaboration is everything. It makes work rewarding. Thank you, everyone. And looking back, maybe I should share screen here, not so it's, because here I was copying in the last president report from last year. Then I had a vision that we could have a full story of Iask throughout the years from 1987 and forward online. And this work has been started. We have tried to make interviews with key persons back in time. So some of the interviews we have done, but it's a work that is not finished, but I'm looking forward to have it on the website further on. We wanted to have an update web platform that easier engaged and give value to all our members. Yes, Richard and our previous web guy and our current web guy, John Slater, They have done a really, really nice work with the website, also with the new logotype and the branding and so on. And I got an input from one person's here yesterday that she thought this website was clear and it was easy to click and get more information and so on. So thank you for that. Okay, we also wanted one live event in the autumn for current and previous key persons in the Iask network. And we have been planning now to meet up in the board in November. And it has been such a long time since we actually met. It was 2019 in Moscow when we arranged the conference. So there we will dig into the vision forward and so on. But anyway, the idea was to plan up for such an event, and Lydia and Emma will have done that during this year, so we know where we are going and so on. Okay, develop and arrange some co-arranged courses. That was an idea that we had before this year. And we did, as I told you about the SLOW conference. And a plan for Iask to attend, co-organize or fully organize a real conference again. And that is also something that, we have started, as I told you, to reconnect with new persons in the associations. So hopefully we will find a way here upcoming to offer a real course, because that would be really nice. And looking forward, when the meeting in the November 2024 in Real Lives will be together, we will together form a strategy, and that is based on what can we provide, where comes the joy from us, where can we put in so much effort in a light-hearted way. So we will together form the strategy forward there when we meet in November. But of course, here, main areas are working together with associations and educators in combination with enhanced communication and networking with practitioners. And in the end, I have enjoyed serving as your president this productive year, and I look forward to more wins for kinesiology and kinesiologists in 2025. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabine. Yes, well done. Well done. How amazing it is to look back at the end of the year and to see so much that has been done and achieved. So thank you, all of you on the board, for having worked so hard to have achieved that. So now it's the pleasure of motioning to accept the President's report. Who would like that privilege of motioning that her reports be accepted? Can somebody call out for me?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that, Leah.
Okay. Phil, thank you. Who would like to second that the report be accepted?
It's both Renee and Anne-Marie are raising their hand.
Okay, so Renee, is anyone against that report being accepted? So, thank you. The President's report has been accepted. And what fun that'll be reading it again later. Okay, now we have the financials. So wonderful treasurer, Lydia Bosa from Germany, with her extreme strength with figures, heart, as an amazing, amazing woman, a kinesiologist, and wisdom. Lydia, your treasurer's report, please.
Oh, thank you so much for your words, Leanne. Thanks. And to be honest, nobody of us liked the figures. isn't it? And to have anything to do with those reports and statements and the bank and PayPal and Stripe, and you can't imagine what it is. Not only work, but to put it together. It's always a miracle for me that in the end the figures are balanced, and that's always a big hooray for me. And I love to present you the balanced figures and a bit of some thoughts I made, and to see these numbers in the right way. And for me, always important for the future. Then you listened very well to Sabine and Leanne and Emma. We have plans. We need money to do something. And therefore, we have to keep cost expenses in balance with our income. And now we have a look on the financial report, and I like to guide you through the columns and the numbers. I share my screen when I'm allowed to. Yes, I'm allowed. It takes a second screen, so I don't look in your direction, but I see you. So, here you see the address of Sabine. You're the first in my column. I see. Can you see my pointer? Is it okay for me? For you? Or Leanne?
Yes,
Yes,
Lydia,
okay.
we can see
Thank
your
you.
pointer. Thank you.
Thank you. So Iask is an organization in France, so seated in France. And so the financial report or all numbers are in euro. That's important to know. And we have now the statement for 23. That means these are the numbers, figures for the end of December 23. And of course, for your curious, I have the figures from today. So we know exactly where we stand. We have the balance, the income, the expenses, and the comparison to the year before. Our saving account on the bank is about 17,317. And we have an income of nearly 500. You can see here, only the bank. We have a bank account. That's where we pay our daily costs from 852. And the income there is about 2,613. Our PayPal account, the quickest in and out, is about 3,967. And there we have an income of 1,877. What you can see here is that there is how can I say, most of our members pay by Stripe, and Stripe is done by the bank account. So all costs and income with Stripe is shown via the bank account. And some members are paying with PayPal, and some costs are paying with PayPal. And so we can see it here in that column. What we see at the end is a total of the money Iask has, not the result of the year. That's the money Iask is in possession of. That is 22,137. That's all included, and that is the money we have to take care of. So the total income, the total is about nearly 5,000. And the expenses marked in red, so you can see it easily, what is plus and what is minus, in nearly 7,000. So in comparison to the last year, you see about 2,000 is a minus to the year before. Keep that in mind. I will show you on another document something else. So 2,000 in minus. We have a quick look on our income. Most of our income is the membership fees. The membership fees is in total, including a workshop, about 450, about 4,484. In comparison to the year before, you see there's an increase. We have 30 members with association. That means there's a reduced fee, and 5 members without an association, and I think that's quite interesting. Perhaps we have to we have a look on the members who are not in an association and who love to be in an international association, and that could be a hint. And here you can see 23 instructors. And I think it's good to be listed as an instructor on our website, to be visible. And that could be another argument to be a member of Iask, to be visible, international visible. We have 11 associations, 7 schools. And so that could be another, sorry, but I marked something here. I don't know how it happened, but I will erase it afterwards, sorry. And how you can see, that is the highest amount. And to have association of schools should be the best for us. And perhaps we have to think about to have not only advantages for members, so to have advantages for schools, to have other schools inside our organization. So that's just a side from me with my financial eyes at the moment. So we have some bank reimbursement Stripe fees, which I count in that bank income area in minus because Stripe is only done by bank account. And then we have expenses. And here you can see the expenses of the Budapest conference, and Emma showed that Iask is alive in Budapest and was there, and therefore there was a small refund, and another refund was in the year before for the flight costs. And you listen to Sabine well, there is the development of the logotyping for Arek, and here we have a small payment for him. And you know, normally is a 0 in the end when you pay for a logo development. So here, 450. There are some costs with Zoom. Ionos is paid by Richard, was paid by Richard in his costs. So it was covered with the webmaster costs. And Simply Book Me is a calendar system, is paid by myself because it was much easier than to do it in another way, because they with them it was only possible by credit card, and I swear I will do the refund in this year. Yes, for last year and this year, but for me, it was much easier to pay it by my own than to look on difficult ways to pay it via the Iask account. So I do a refund to myself, which is shown in the next year, and perhaps you remember my words. With a big goodbye of Richard, we have total costs divided into invoices, and the total sum is about 2,300. And so we have, that is a big sum. I say something later, or I can do it now. The website costs with Richard, shown here, covers some more fees and a big work and update, and some technical things which Richard done with his end of to be a webmaster. So there were another 1,000 euro costs, including here, and it was a small sum in comparison what he did, and so it was really nice of him to not to send such a high invoice in the end. Now it is his job is take over by John Slater. John has a very easy job now because Richard done so much work on the basic. Now he can do it in a simpler way, and we have costs now about 1,500 per year for John. About for the office management, we have here the sum of 3,000. It will be in the end 3,600 when we have so for this year, 3,600 for this year, and for the last year 3,000. We have here some bank fees, and here's the result of the year. The result of the year is a minus of 2,695. That is our result. And we knew it before because last year we said we take some money in our hand to make some positive things, like Richard does with a website, like Emma made Iask visible on the Budapest conference. So these were the highest expenses here in that year. I will show you another thing. So here we have the total, and the other thing is just a document to show you. You can see now the Word document. Yes.
Yes, we see it.
Okay, thank you. Here is the actual situation of today, and the total is about 20,000. Perhaps you remember what I said before. The last year was about 22,000, and the year before, 22, was 24,000. So we have always a minus about 2,000 or 3,000 euro. So I checked that a bit, and what I checked are the income and the expenses. And I listed it here, and I listed also the expenses, the minimum expenses we have in this year or the last year. It's about 6,000, and that's a minimum. And when we check the minimum of 6,000, we have to have a balanced financial statement. We need an income of minimum 6,000. And so what I said before, to take care of schools, organizations, and Antonietta and we found that some of our membership payments were rejected by system. So we said we take care of that problem after this AGM. So we lose money with people who like to pay, but our system is not able to to count it. So we have to take care of that. And I'm so thankful as a treasurer to have the income by the workshops. They're so helpful, and I need that money. So don't think we don't need workshops or anything else, courses. We need the money to have a balanced statement. And of course, like last year, we can say we have money on our saving accounts. We can use it to do something positive, good for Iask. Of course, we can do that. But always is the best to have a balanced financial report, of course. And I like to show it to you again, because Leanne will ask you if you trust the report. And of course, I have to show you something. And of course, you can ask me questions about the report or about my thoughts for Iask. So first, please let me show that the financial report is proved by two people, of course, by me, but I'm the first one and two another. So here you see the signature of Lisbeth. Lisbeth has our trust, because she is the treasurer before me, and she knows where she has to look. And so now you can see how I do it. I have another report, and here you can see in our digital files, I have two financial reports audited by Lisbeth and audited by Marianne. And that's why, because we have to save the signatures, because they are digital signatures, and therefore I have two documents. And Marianne verified the financial report too. So this is our total financial situation for Iask, and I don't care about this sum of nearly 3,000 minus, because we know it before. So, Leanne, I didn't watch the time, so I think I'm in my time of 20 minutes. Am I?
You did very well. Thank you, Lydia. And wow, what a great, clear financial report. You put it in a way that was so clear for us all and very easy to understand. Probably one of the easiest I have seen in a financial report. And with your lovely explanations and your ideas of looking forward to the future of how we can balance that budget, so to speak, and the optimism of that, and the excitement that we have in Iask for being able to do so much for our members. So thank you very much again for all your wonderful work and for that lovely clear report, and for having it validated by two others. So it's very hard for us to say that we don't believe it's a true and accurate record. But as the chair, I do need to ask that of the members present, who would like to move that this is a true and accurate report? Please speak up. So I can't see you, but I can hear you. I will do that. Okay. So Sabine has moved that, and I will happily second that. Is there anyone against that, or any further questions that you need to validate with Lydia before we move that? Okay.
Can
So,
I add just a comment? Can I add?
yes.
Yes, I just want to say that having you, Lydia, there is so, you're giving Iask so much safety. You know, the autonomic nervous system with the parasympathetic branch and everything. To have you there doing this work is so safety making. It feels so good. So that's one thing I wanted to say. And the other thing is also highlighting what you said. We chose to have these expenses in order to develop Iask, and I'm really happy that we did so. And I was just thinking, when we had those conferences taking by between the thumb and the point finger, I think we are saying, I think on the previous conferences, or at least 2 of them that we had like 10,000 euro, if I'm thinking correctly now, in both of them. So going back by meeting people, growing the network, meeting the reality, combined with online courses, I'm just see good things coming up in the near future. But thank you, Lydia.
Thank you, Sabine. So we have accepted that this is a true and accurate record of the Treasurer's report. So thank you, Lydia. And the other point too was that we have changed our direction from being co-hosting conferences where we did make a profit to just supporting conferences where we have refused to take any profit. So we have to find another way of doing that, and we're doing that through developing and co-creating with authors for courses. So put your hands up, come and join us, everyone. So thank you. And I think it's time now for us to do a little bit of a
And just
movement
one word,
because
I
we
thank
have
you all for your trust. Thank you so much. And I know what it means to have only one person there who has the secret numbers, you know, and to have the direct way to some thousand euro. And so I'm not vanished, so I'm still here. So now you know you can trust. Thank you so much for it.
Thank you.
it's very, very reassuring having you there and in every way. So thank you again, Lydia. So let's rub our hands together, knowing that that lovely prosperity is coming through the door, not just for Iask, for each one of us as individuals, and you as our very special members. So starting to bring your fingers together, let's just start to get some movement back into our body, and stretching up and back, and stretching down and forwards, and stretching to the side, and stretching to the side, and just twisting, looking behind, hello, and twisting, looking behind the hello the other way. And those of you can stand up and just do big wriggles, wriggling and mobilizing your whole spine from the top round down to the bottom. And maybe do a little bit of cross crawl, opposite elbow to knee, waking up and just moving and mobilizing. And that lovely, lovely big breath are just coming up, breathing up, linking your fingers and coming down and stretching out. And lovely head movements, stretching our necks and a roll. With a lovely outward breath. Just a little shake to finish. Shake, 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 shake. Yeah. Okay. Are you ready for us to move on? Good. So we have another lovely segment where I will invite Sabine again to introduce this special board that you've been hearing so much about. Sabine, of course, is our president, who we've heard a lot about, learned a lot from, and how extraordinary she is. She is heading this wonderful team of very big-hearted, very professional, very clever people from around the world. So I'll hand over to Sabina. Thank you.
Thank you. And this point is like very touching for me, because being in the board is, as I said in the beginning, it's a joy. And that is because the persons that are in it are the persons. So first of all, thank you for being so supportive to each other and to me. The year that has gone, I think almost all of us have had things going on. The association thing, or the almost losing the business thing, or having relatives in the hospital, or being yourself at a hospital. I mean, things has been going on, but still being the one you are when you have entered in a meeting, it is with so much energy and supportive energy. And when you're not in a meeting and not are available to connect, I always sense that the intention is there. So I know for when 2 months ago, I had so many apologies coming in from different board members. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that. And me also, I'm sorry for that. And then I just realized, let's just drop off the thing that being sorry. Let's just be instead proud of the things that we are doing. So thank you for the persons that you are. I want to mention something that you have specifically done, but doing so doesn't mean I don't, or we don't see the other things that I don't mention. But anyway, to say something. Emma Aquarone, you are the vice president of Iask, and what I enjoy with us is our regular touch base meeting, where we sort out things that is going on. And sometimes we have a theme on our meetings where we go into the, let's set up the list for the associations, or let's dig into that, or let's work with Michelle Greenwell to do the mental health day. But the other meetings, the touch base meetings, is just showing up, take a cup of coffee together, and then see what's going on, what needs our hands and hearts and brains for the moment. So thank you for really being there. And so yeah, and also you also support Antonietta and the office, or you two support each other. I mean, you work in the office also very much. So thank you for your work. Lydia Bose, we heard what was going on. So you are in Germany and you are our treasurer, and I just trust you so much. You are doing all the detailed work, and I know that you have said that it fits you since you are teaching a lot, you're traveling a lot, and you have so much going on all the time. So you have said that that work fits you, since you can do it whenever you want. So I really appreciate that is the fact that you appreciate just that, because we could have no other trustworthy person more than you. I mean, that was not an English good sentence, but I think you understand what I mean. That thank you so much for your work, and I come back. I will not repeat the thing, but once upon a time in a conference, you whispered something to me, and that still warmed my heart. I always know that I can text you. I have we support each other. So thank you so much for that. Marianne Henne, Secretary of Norway. You and I, in a personal way, I think you and I work very similar with kinesiology, with loads of clients that is coming in with body illnesses. So beyond being the working with the secretary thing, doing the recording when we have the board meetings, it feels good to have someone working similarly in a personal way. But I also want to thank you that almost any time when we are short, and both in time, but also very short in advance, I can use my phone, text Marianne and say, would you maybe be able to host an event? It's upcoming in 3 days. And Marianne always says, yes, I will try to sort it out. I will reschedule a client. So thank you for being very present when we need your urgent help. And I hope that for the future, it won't be so in near time, but the situation for all of us this year has been as it has. So thank you for being there. Leanne McLeod in Australia, the opposite part of the globe, if I compare to where I sit in Sweden, always also supportive. You have had digged in last year endlessly of hours with the legal procedure, with the updated bylaws, and now again, since you have the enormous experience with associations and so on, it always feels good for me to trust you with the, you know, the legal procedure, saying, as you have all heard here, I motion that. Does anyone second that? I mean, you can, the procedure is so good. So running the AGM for one thing, doing the legal procedure, digging into stuff, that is really nice that you have been taking time for those kind of things. Checking English, it's natural for some of you that speaks English to speak English, but for us who doesn't, it's good to have a language expert to check text that goes into newsletter, text that goes on a social media post, and so on. So again, thank you for your very supportive energy. And Irina, she's not here. She lives in Russia. I think most of you have met her. Irina in the board is, since she has an institute, she has the association, she's connected to the university, she always has a lot of ideas. So when Irina are able to enter, she has had problem this year, probably because she lives in Russia with different platforms and things. But when she enters, she's always offering ideas. So like I don't know the English word, but very much ideas and solution-oriented energy into Iask. And Irina also, in the last minute, together with Julian, but Irina helped out to host one of these World Mental Health Day, or being the speaker of one of the event. So very present, and when she's not there, we still feel that she's with us by heart. Okay, Heidi Johnson, also board member. She lived for a while in Australia. She recently moved back to South Africa, where she came from. And Heidi engaged also in the associations, both in Australia, but also in South Africa. She has really giving in to Iask the last year, as I told you, with a cup of coffees, her own network and structure way to organize all the speakers, and really good in communicating with with us. So it has been, because she and Phil was new in the board, so it has been really easy to have Heidi as a new board member, but not feeling new, if you know what I mean. She has taken place from the beginning. So thanks to Heidi, even though she's not here at the moment. Phil, when I talk to you, I start to smile, because what you add in to the Iask board, you are the person, you are such a person that you want to have on a party, that when people don't know each other, you want to have someone who's really easygoing, and you with your musician style and always with a smile. It's so good to have your energy into Iask, and it seems like you have really good skills also. I mean, aesthetically, when you have been preparing posts that we can use for social media, or I can copy and paste those pictures into the newsletters. So thank you for your creative mind, your positive atmosphere, and also, as I said to Marianne Henne, I also asked you, very close to the actual event, can you please help us host this? And you said that, oh yes, I can, what you say, the English word, when you push yourself. I don't know how to do this, but I push myself, and of course I do it. So a very positive energy. Thank you for that. Alexander, he's not here. He has moved from different cities and countries the last years, I think. He has been into Iask this year and has started to contact these key persons, which has been really nice to follow. And of course, he was doing the together with a branding guy or the branding company. He was offering his business wise thinking. So it was really good to have Eric with us. I will continue to meet Eric, but not in the board. So I'm really thankful for Eric's input into Iask also. Okay, and then beyond the board, we have 4 more persons that I want to mention. And one of them I spoke about when I mentioned the Iask office, and that is Antonietta. Even though you have your hours, it seems to me like you're always there anyway. You're so good with your heart, helping out with technical problems, even though it's not in an office hour, and even though it's not in your office hours. I feel your presence and your really good intention. You spread so much good energy into us, to the board, through Emma and through me and through our communication channels, where we include more board members. So thank you for your really supportive energy. And this I've said before also, but your way of using words when you're writing a response to a member, an association, or whatever, you feel through the screen or through the text that you are there and that you want well. So I'm so proud that you are representing Iask in the office. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Sabine. That's really
Yeah.
kind.
Thank you. We have Nicolette Peire, our previous president since some years back now. She is still our contact person who handled the seat of Iask, which is in France. She handles, you heard me saying that Liane updated our bylaws. So Liane is the one who is translating these into French, put them into the legal system in French. And she's also
Nicolette. You meant Nicolette.
Yes, what did I say?
You said Liane.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Nicolette, of course. I mean, Nicolette, thank you. So Nicolette Peire is our contact person, and she together with Anne-Marie Goldsmith, they have been carrying Iask forward for many, many years, and Nicolette then is doing the legal stuff when it's needed. So I want to acknowledge even her. Of course, Richard Stoke, our web guy that we had for so many years, married with Marcia, if you know her in England, in UK. And yeah, I'm happy that he and Marcia find a way to use their time traveling around and so on. So I was happy to hear him leave in a personal way, and sad, but for us losing her in Iask. But then Antonietta found John Slater, which is a really nice guy helping us now with the website. So this team together, the board and the other helpers, and in sometimes then with different associations and persons out there in the world, it's so nice. So one word again, I just say thank you all. Thank you all for the thing you do and the persons you are. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabina. Now, those that don't know the board, you now got a better idea how amazing everybody is in this association and the heart that is there. Okay, so a lovely part now of the meeting is nominations to the board. You heard from Sabina that Alexander has retired now. So we asked for nominations to the board, and we are very, very privileged. It is a pleasure to announce that there are 2 highly qualified nominations to the board. So we have 2 applicants. And the first one I want to tell you a little bit about is Cartha Jones. She's actually here and present at the meeting, which is wonderful. There's her list of qualifications and experience with the kinesiology is so huge that I'm just going to give you a few of those points. So she is a specialized kinesiologist at level 6 since 1998 in Australia. She founded the AIK, Australian Institute of Kinesiologists, which is the private association in Australia in 2004, which is huge. She's a PKP trainer, 20 years. She has now been training people, and the certificate for and diploma, which is a government regulated diploma. So it's not an easy thing to be able to get that accreditation and to tick all those diplomatic boxes. So Cartha has been doing that. So she's an international postgraduate diploma and also kinesiopractic. So that's with the ICPKP New Zealand group. And not to be outdone, about 4,500 hours of accredited training and 24 years of clinical and teaching experience. And she is also very recently a successful author of Think Outside the Box, Tap into Your Creative Genius Zone and Solve Problems Fast, which is now just getting a very high exposure and rating on Amazon. I think I heard from Cartha today that it was a 5-star, so congratulations for that. So, and that of course is changing lives. And if that's not all, she's moved herself and her husband and her business, which is thriving now with her complete passion and her artistry, to live in Mexico now. So Cartha believes that her diverse professional experience and expertise in the industry will benefit Iask and our members. Oh, we feel so blessed to have you apply, Cartha. Thank you. Our other applicant is Yusiha Angel Combret Infante. I hope I said that right. Here's a doctor of kinesiology and physiatry, graduated from the University of UCLA USA. He is an expert in geriatric rehabilitation, a specialist in geriatric psychology, who took courses from other universities, a diploma in physical activity therapy, mental health from Cambridge Medical School, and Yusea says that kinesiologists in the world are very few and scattered. And that's what Iask is doing, is bringing everyone together, the world, associations, schools, and individual kinesiologists. And he sees that. So he feels he can contribute a lot to the organization, having traveled annually to Austria, Denmark, Luxembourg, teaches practical courses in the principles of quantum biophysics and applied kinesiology. So he's an AP practitioner, and Yusea, along with Kata, are multilingual. So we love that in our association, that you can speak a number of languages. Okay, so I just wanted to hand this little bit over to Sabine, because she has spoken directly with these two applicants, and so she had a couple of things to say.
Yeah, we I have had one meeting with the Katha and another one with Josea, and to find out the things that I spoke about before. Where is the passion? Where is the joy? Where can we best use our skills and the time frame that we have accessible? And talking then with José, as you heard from Leanne when she was presenting him, he works both in hospitals and have his own clinic. And after discussions both with him and the board, we agreed that José's skills could be better used in as like heading a group in a subcommittee for a specialized project, working closely, of course, with the board, but not in the board, but in the specialized group. So and he sent a mail to me afterwards, and were really, what shall I say, happy with that suggestion. So we are looking forward to welcome,
Embracing
José,
Yes.
and finding ways to use his expert skills in that field that not so many of us has access to. I mean, the medical field, the hospitals and everything. So we will try to find a way to use that, but we'll go further to suggest to what you say, Leanne, to accept or suggest, embrace Katha with her experience, because our the board's vision for the upcoming period, as you heard, sorry, was to work more closely with associations, work with associations, and with Katha's huge experience there. We thought it was a good way to have these two applications put in the best areas. So yeah.
Thank you, Sabina. So how extraordinary is this, that we have this high level of expertise, but everybody on the board has a high level of expertise and specialists in their areas. So Cartha Jones, you have self-nominated, but I would like to back your nomination as to be accepted as a member of the Iask board. Would someone like to second her nomination, please?
I'm happy to do that,
Emma,
Leanne.
Phil, thank you. Is there anyone against Cartha's nomination? I'd like to welcome you, Cartha Jones, to our Iask board, and we'll look forward very much to getting to know you better and to having your skills and your heart along with us. I think you're a perfect fit. So congratulations, Cartha. Did you have something you wanted to say, Cartha?
Unmute
Where is she? Is
myself.
she?
Yes,
Hi.
good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for accepting my application. It is an honor to re-enter the top level of kinesiology. I just want to mention a few things about me. I had a lovely meeting with Sabine on Friday via Zoom. Just a little bit of background about me. I was actually born in Vienna. Sorry, my screen is just doing funny things here. And so I was born in Europe, in Austria, where I used to live for 31 years. Then I married my first husband, Mark Jones. I emigrated in 1994 to Sydney, studied naturopathy, dropped out of naturopathy and became a Tatri Health graduate instructor. And then I fell into PKP. With the International College of Professional Kinesiology Practice, Dr. Bruce and John Dew, who is still alive in New Zealand, in Auckland. And I was traveling around the world to become senior faculty about, I don't know, 17 years ago. And then I was one of the 3 main colleges in Sydney, Australia. There is 2 other gentlemen who run different colleges. And I trained professional kinesiologists for the last 20 years at the peak level. Now, fast forward in March 2020, my life and many people's lives around the world changed forever. In one day, the Australian government shut down my college and my private practice, and I lost everything I've ever worked for in one day, which was the 17th of March 2020. And I was lucky to re-enter Australia 1 week before the borders closed, because I was in Indonesia, in Bali, to organize my first leadership retreat, a venue which I booked for November 2020, which is now very hilarious to look back. And so the reason I'm sharing my personal story with the board is because you might ask yourselves, why do I live in Mexico? So basically, COVID ended my college. We were locked down for 2 consecutive years. And I couldn't even reopen in Australia because I'm not vaccinated. So my career was ended by COVID 2019. Nevertheless, I'm now settled. We arrived in Mexico and Mérida in Yucatan exactly 1 year ago, in October last year. And I'm now finally, like when you're put through the washing machine of life, I'm now finally stable, and I'm ready to serve again with all my experience I have. And I know that this position will require different things from me. I'm not opening a college anymore in Yucatan. I won't discuss this right now, but I see a few selected clients in my clinic where I'm sitting right now. And I'm just open and receptive to the journey together. And I really look forward to being a part of your organization. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla, and welcome to the board. Wow, what a depth.
Und wir können noch
Right,
Deutsch sprechen, ne? You're born in
another
Austria,
German.
so wir können noch Deutsch sprechen.
Yes.
Ja, ich kann auch Deutsch sprechen, wenn du willst. Ja,
Also du hast es noch nicht verlernt.
Naja, ich spreche, es ist sehr interessant, dass du mich das fragst. Ich habe sogar hier in Mexiko Deutsch gesprochen mit einer Mexikanerin. Ja.
Sehr gut.
Ja.
Sorry,
Really?
but
Ja, really.
I'm so happy to check that.
Yes, I can still, ich kann es noch. Ja.
Sehr gut.
Yes, she can still speak German, which is wonderful. And that's so great. So thank you. And something about German in Mexico. Well, anyway.
Yes, but this, she ist eine Künstlerin, she's an artist, and she lived in Switzerland for 18 years and came back to Mexico. So I said, can we speak English? She said, we can, but I want to speak German with you. So I did. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, so I now have the privilege of finding Heidi's report. Now I've lost it.
And Leanne, the part of the report where she reported of what have been done, that was what I went through in the president report.
Okay, that's good. Yes, you did. I'm just struggling to find where I had that. Windows have moved around.
I would like to say something. Is that the right moment?
Yes, please.
Just briefly, because I noticed that I'm really pleased to have Francesca, Simeon, and Noelia Artal here with us during the AGM. And I just wanted to say that they are the members of the one association who has Iask so high in their regard that have decided to treat their members, especially to a membership with Iask. So Spanish members have ease in joining Iask because the association in Spain is really supporting that also financially. So I would like to express a big thank you and hope that our cooperation and friendship will continue in the future like it has in the past.
Thank you, Emma, and thank you, the Spanish Association. That is really special. So the cup of coffee annual report by Heidi Johnson, who apologizes again for not being able to make it today. I believe she's driving 500 kilometers through South Africa doing workshops today. So I said, oh, please just go gently and I will read this for you. So she says, first of all, our first cup of coffee for the year was in February, presented by Francesca Simeon, who Emma has just acknowledged on a Spanish speaking presentation, which of course was appreciated by the Spanish members, called Self-Knowledge with the I Ching of Behavior. So thank you, Francesca. The second cup of coffee of the year was in March, and we had Andre Burisk from Australia talking to us about open points and spirit points of the Emperor. After his presentation, and due to the interest of Iask, along with Andre organized, of course, that was the first workshop of harmonizing chi flow. And the second one, as Emma has said earlier, is in the process of assault. Very exciting, looking forward to. So due to numerous unforeseen circumstances, our third cup of coffee in April was cancelled. It's been postponed to November. This is with Cairo Gaspek and connecting to your genetics and connecting to your clients using cryology traits. So that'll be something for us to look forward to. Our fourth cup of coffee in June was with the amazing Amy Choi, who is such an incredible movement specialist with her Qigong martial arts movements and a high-end touch for health, kinesiologist, and her own system of working with balancing with the Qigong movements and the meridians. and that was really inspiring. She was just a speaker on the 10th of October of our World Mental Health Day. Okay, this was then followed by our 5th cup of coffee in July, presented by Pemaltha Shanmugam from Malaysia, who shared with us the topic kinesiology, the dance of the balanced life. This approach, inspired by ancient traditions coming from the Indian philosophy rather than the Chinese philosophy, and enhanced with modern techniques, involved simple, mindful movements and controlled breathing exercises. What a wonderful, rich variety of presentations. And they're all free, the cup of coffees, just for you, our members. So of course, we are working on some new exciting ideas for presentations for the next year. And Heidi puts out the invitation to you that please, if you have a suggestion or you know somebody who would like to present, who you believe would be of great interest, please email the Office of Membership at iask.org. Or if you know Heidi personally, her email is intune.animals.humans@gmail.com. And yes, she has a ranch now in South Africa with working with horses and wonderful animals. So thank you for your support and kind regards from Heidi Johnson. So what a wonderful little summary. I know you had some of that twice earlier with Sabine. That's just a nice little reminder. Okay. So the next little part is, what would inspire you to unite with Iask and the international network? Let's chat a little bit about that. So if you're a bit nervous to speak up here, would you like to put a few of your ideas in the chat box now? It's your chance to interact with us. So what is it you want that we can collaborate with you? Because you are our members. You are very important. I'll just hand this over to Sabine again, because she may have a few words while you're thinking about that.
Yeah, and I see the time schedule here is almost going to 4. So I'm thinking Anne-Marie Goldsmith, Francesca, Renee, Ben, Anne, Elizabeth, and Noelia. Could you please either enter into the chat when you have been listening now and when you were entering the Iask board, the AGM? What is your aim? How would you like to unite with Iask and the international network that we access? What would be nice for you? Do you have any idea? So open the mic or write in the chat now.
I see Anne-Marie would like to speak.
Then we take it that way. So we go, okay, so I just let's say that we, instead of using the chat, we are not so many here. So here, and let's see, a patient, just joining with a meeting, cup of coffees, things, trainings, helpful. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben. And Renee also, thank you. They also wanted, I will send an email with ideas and questions. Very good. Thank you for that. And as I said, you who are in associations, we are going to contact you to try to have a personal meeting with each one of you. But Anne-Marie, if I can open the mic there, or can you do it there?
We still can't hear you.
I will see
You
if I
might
can
be able to unmute her if you go onto the little 3 dots on the square.
Yeah. So I will otherwise see Liane, Francesca, Marianne.
Leanne, you might need to, whoever's hosting will.
It's
she's done it. She's done it.
Yeah.
It's yes,
Does it work
Sabine can
now?
do that.
We can hear you, Anne-Marie. Great.
Good. So I think it would be wonderful if you were putting emphasis on doing research, because it's very nice that we are so many kinesiologists around the world, but there are a lot of people who do not know what we are doing and do not know anything about the results, because the results are always from mouth to ear and mouth to ear and mouth to ear. But I would like to talk about what I've been doing here in Denmark to have kinesiology accepted in the school system.
Good. Thank you. And I'm seeing the comment from Elizabeth. She wants, I would love to be more involved. I'm a South African kinesiologist who is completing medical residency in pathology in the US. So that would be excellent. And I'm just commenting shortly that Ann Jensen, you know, who did the Oxford study, she wants to provide research material for Iask, and that was also the thing that I spoke about with the other applicants for the board, to find a way to share research. So I'm just confirming your wish there, Anne-Marie, that is something that is coming up. So I value it also a lot for members. So thank you. So we need to find a way to organize it, and probably what I see in my mind is to publish links to different research regularly on the website, and then tell it that new research material is on the website through the newsletters. So probably that could be one way.
But that would, for me, would mean that I have to translate everything into English.
Yes. And you're very good at that too, Anne-Marie.
Yeah, and I mean,
Thank you.
there are technical helps too. I mean, using translate. We can go into details around it. Thank you. Noelia, Elizabeth, Ann, Francesca, do you want to add anything here? How you want to unite with Iask and the international network?
I have just translated the question into Spanish, so I think they just got the translation. So.
Thank you.
I just want to add one more thing, because we cannot do double-blind, etc., research. But what we can do is to collect data about our clients. And I think we should do that, because it's what the clients thinks and what the clients feels is really valid.
Yeah.
In November,
Yes.
in November 3, my association is one meeting on Assemblea, and in the members speak different necesidades, different need for trespass, I ask.
Yeah.
So,
is it a Zoom conference?
La pregunta es si es una asamblea online.
No, es una asamblea presencial que también será online para los que no pueden venir, pero hay como 40 personas que nos vamos a encontrar en Alicante.
So they are going to meet up on the 3rd of November and discuss our query, because I translated that we would like to know from our members how we could serve them better, and they're just going to discuss this within the Spanish community.
Perfect.
Muchas gracias, Francesca. Esperamos tu
Email.
Respuesta. Gracias.
Answer.
Okay.
And many years ago, Sabina and Emma, I wrote about the history of Iask. It's many years ago, because I was a member since 1987 when it started. But do you still have that, or do you need more? Please just come back to me.
Yeah. Yes, Anne-Marie, I was going to reply to your lovely email about next year's anniversary or birthday. And I wanted to, see if you wanted to meet up and discuss what we can do about it. So
Thank
just
you.
watch out in your inbox.
Thank you. I'm looking in my inbox every day, Emma.
Yes, Anne-Marie is one of our treasured honorary members because she's been so precious for Iask for so long and for kinesiology. And next year she will have a round birthday. And so we thought of honoring that. Can I say
Thank you.
the round birthday what it is?
And well, my round birthday is 90 years old.
Yes. So that
Wow.
is like, wow. So
Wow.
And next year I've been an honorary member for 25 years because this was started way back in 2000 at Kobe's place.
yes.
Wow.
And so, yeah, so I just needed to think around, you know, what we want to do, and then I was going to contact you.
Great, Emma. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, and about
And
about the question about the history, since we are rebuilding the interviews with the key persons, we are working with rearranging the website a bit with your story and also with links to interviews. So we will come back to you also there. Mm.
Thank you so much. I will share whatever I know.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank-
Leanne, is
thank
it?
you. Yes, it's time for us to wrap up now after this wonderful AGM. I thank you all for coming and for everyone who's contributed and those who have just been there and are supporting us as we are co-supporting and working with you. This lovely synergy of energy and flow and heart. So blessings to you all from the Iask board to you with great gratitude. So thank you, and thank you for joining us. Now just one little moment, please. Can I ask the Iask board if you would stay on, please? Because we have just a little bit of official duties to complete. So thank you, everybody else.
Thank you.
We love you and appreciate you.
Continue.
Bye.
Stay in contact. Stay in contact.
Joy.
Yes.
Adios.
Definitely.
Farvel, farvel.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Adios. And all those languages, and I can only speak English. So thank you.
Leanne, just
Great.
really quickly, I just wanted to say I posted on it, but just in case she hasn't seen it, say thank you to Lydia, who, if she wasn't there to help me with some of those financial bits.
I stop. Wait. I stop recording. I stop recording here. So just.